Hello?
Hi.
All right. Thank God.
I'm so sorry.
All right. So you're 44.
Yes, I am 44, and I do agree with a lot of the comments that you've made tonight.
But
So I will say that I have been slightly opinionated in
you married?
my. I'm sorry?
Are you married?
No, I'm not married. That's part of the reason why I'm on the show right now.
All right. You have any children?
No kids. Mm-mm.
You got a PhD?
I'm a PhD.
No PhD. I work in government, in
Dog or a
politics.
cat?
Neither.
Gerbil, fish, what?
Nieces and nephews?
Okay, those don't count as yours. But go ahead. You don't have any kids.
No kids. But I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. I will say that. And my work has prevented me from dating the way that I really probably should have up to this point. Um, Being in politics, being in government is 24/7. And at this stage of my life, I am realizing that it's time for me to invest in my personal relationships.
What does that mean?
And just trying to figure out how to find that quality man.
What does that mean?
Um,
Invest in
I,
your
I
personal relationships. What does that mean? Abigail, if you're not going to get on the camera, you can't be here. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce you because you covered your camera. Go ahead. What's that quality man mean?
I've dated high value men in the past that have been slightly oppressive, and for me at this stage of my life, I really am looking for a man with high character, a man who deeply respects Black women and the experiences
Why
that
does he
they've
have to why
overcome.
does he have to respect you?
Because I've been through a lot in my
Who,
life,
who gives a
and
shit? Who gives a shit? Who gives a
true,
shit? Who gives a shit you've been through in your life? That's your problem.
that's true,
Have you
but
been to counseling?
I have.
And how are you still in counseling?
No. Mm-mm.
So then you should have a clean bill of mental health.
I feel like I do.
So then
I
why should
I
anybody
really
have to
do.
so I'm going to challenge why should anybody have to respect you based upon all the stuff you've been through in your life if it's not an issue anymore?
Because I do think that my experiences, they still mean something to how I
Yeah,
operate.
they mean you're going to die alone.
Really, Mr. Samuels?
Yeah, because when you ladies come in talking this silliness with this entitled that people need to respect you, you earn a man's respect. If I asked the men you were with how they experienced you and what kind of girlfriend you were, they tell me what.
So I'm the eldest of three, and
That has nothing to do with the question I just asked. You ain't dating your siblings.
I'm a little bossy and can be a little feisty.
So in other words, you're disrespectful in relationships.
No, I'm not. Now I'm not.
Now
But
you're not, but you're alone.
that's true. That is
Right.
very true.
So the woman who wants respect is disrespectful. That's why I just call it straight down the middle as I see it.
I own that. I'll own that. Yes, I can definitely own that. And I think that's part of the reason why now I've realized how important it is for me to, um, you said agreeable. And I appreciate the term agreeable, but I think for me and my mentality, it's more so about being a
Now go
team.
home and get your fucking shine box.
Your way don't work.
No, it has not worked. That's true.
So why don't we just stop talking like at 44 you know how to do this? How about that? Because you may be competent at work, but you said it. Everything you've done is not working, and you all the notions. Do the opposite. How about that? Instead of piecemealing and parsing agreeable, why don't you try to be agreeable? Why don't you do what the 55-year-old lady did, who called on my show the other night and said, "Normally I wouldn't listen to what you had to say, but I tried what you said, and she got a date out of it." I'm just saying, because I'm being matter of fact, because what you do, you have 4 decades of experience to show it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
I got one
Mm-hmm.
hard, sobering question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How much more time do you think you got on the
Not
dating
a
scene?
lot.
On the dating scene?
Not a lot. And what I live in Northern California, and my options have not been that great. And so it's been really tough to actually find.
What do you mean your options have not been that great? I see you in Zoom. What do you mean I haven't been that great?
So the men that I'm meeting through, I mean, now because of the pandemic, online, they're just not the quality.
Hear my womanly roar. Yeah.
I mean, the men you're meeting online are a reflection of what?
We just don't have the same value system. We don't have the same visions for.
So you work in government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do decent for yourself?
Yes, I do.
Okay, why don't you reach into that wallet or that purse?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as though you don't have you don't have any kids, you don't have any dogs or cats or anything like that. Why don't you reach down there? They don't require much. Why don't you reach in your purse and go hire a matchmaker?
So I've actually, a friend of mine did connect me to a matchmaker, but she was just starting out. So she said in the pandemic.
So in other words, you did the cheapest option possible.
Yes, that's true.
So you want a high quality man, but you want to be the cheapest. People, this is they set them up and I'm on now because this is modern women. This is entitled. This is the stuff I was talking about the other night. Modern women are dudes, delusional, ungrateful, denial, entitled, and selfish. You want to go to a free freaking app and expect to find Prince Charming. At 40-some odd years old, you want to go find somebody who just put their shingle out to find this high value, high quality man, but you don't want to put but 50 cents into it. And I'm
That's a good point. You're right.
But how much longer do you think you have? Because you're going to be 50 just like that.
That's true. That's part of the reason why I'm on the show right now, because I realize the talk is clicking and the clock is ticking loud.
Well, my question is, why do you think so little of men?
You know, I don't think so little of them because I have some extraordinary male friends, but when it comes to personal relationships, no. Well, no, I do not.
Okay. When was the last time you had a romantic relationship?
It's been about 6 years.
Since you've had sex?
No, not since I've had sex.
That's what I was trying to say in a nice way. Oh.
A committed relationship, 6 years, sex since about December of 2020.
At your age, you should be teaching young women how to do this stuff. So when I ask you, why do you think so little of men? The way you're talking is though you just treat men like a convenience store. This is why I say, gentlemen, cut women like this out of your life. Stop being their friends. And I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm saying if men were to stop giving you their non-sexual attention, meaning you can't call me to talk to me. You can't get me to come change your tire. The only way you can talk to me is if we're having sex. You ladies would figure out how to get along with a man. But because you can cobble together friendships with men, I mean, it's like I'll go get sex from this guy, and I'll get conversation from this guy, I'll get debate from this guy, and I'll get this from this guy. And
That's actually true.
And you're not learning anything about you. Hold on, let me get to this person in chat. Normela, hold on just a second. How are you? Hi. Good. How old are you? All right. So what do you got for me? What's not too much to ask for? Or was your mother married? Was your mother married? Okay. So to the sister who's in the Bay Area, I'm talking to the sister that's in the Bay Area. What's your name?
Christina.
Christina.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are separated by roughly 20 years. Did you hear what she said?
No, I did not hear it.
All right. Okay. So you guys can't hear the same audio. Basically, I'm listening to a younger woman. Let me see if we can get you on the same audio. Oh, okay. Nobody could probably hear her. Say what you said again, Namir. Say what you said again. How do I pronounce your first name?
Nirmala.
There you go, Nirmala. You said that you don't think it's too much that women are asked to not be excessively opinionated,
No.
to not basically be 007s.
No, that seems pretty standard, pretty simple to do. It's
Christina,
just
can you hear her now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So my question is, this young lady's 23 years old. What do you think they're seeing different or hearing different than a woman your age? Is because I got two women, and you're coming at this from different places. Where do you think the disconnect?
I mean, I'll say for myself, after years of experience, there's a time and a place for my opinions. And is it worth it to really always go in and fight for a stance that might be just a moment in time? Now,
Nirmala,
if there's
Nirmala, where do you think would be a time and place for an opinion if you had it? Where do you think that would be?
If like my partner asks it of me, I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Out of the mouths of babes. Out of the mouths of babes. When we ask you, then we want to know. If we don't ask, we don't want to know. So, this was very helpful. Thank you, young lady. Do you want to get married? Nirmala?
Yes,
You want children?
Yes, I do.
Sounds like you're on the right track.
Hopefully, I'm with somebody. I just hope he's the right person.
Well, you need to have then you need to have that conversation. We don't hope. If you know you want to be a wife and you did not go into this thing with the understanding that you only date men who are marriage minded, have the conversation.
Oh no, he wants to get married for sure.
Does he want to marry you though?
Oh yes.
Okay. How long have you guys been together?
It's gonna be 2 years in September.
And how old is he?
He's 34.
Then, all right. Now I'm going to reel you back.
Yeah.
You're 11 years his junior. There's no way he should be with you for 2 years and then not put a ring on your finger and walk you down the aisle.
Yeah, this is the thing. He's not financially able to. Like
You mean he can't afford $65 filing fee?
$65? Oh wait, no, okay. Well, yeah, he can. Okay.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
he can legally marry you 65 for less than $100.
Okay.
Or are you saying that he cannot afford a wife?
He cannot afford a wife. No.
Then
He has a lot of debt
I gotta
too.
ask you, why are you dating a man for 2 years who cannot afford a wife?
I don't know.
Well, you want to
My
help her out,
feelings are
Christina?
in it, and
Christina,
I
you
love
want to
him.
help her out? What do you think?
I'm really bad with cliches, but the commitment piece of it is where he's not necessarily trying to how do you say
So this is why I talk.
get
This is why I talk to women, because I'm asking women to talk to one another, and y'all dance around the issue. The man can't afford a wife, so he shouldn't be dealing with a woman who wants to be a wife at her age.
But I love him.
I don't care about your love. Love comes after respect, duty, and honor. I don't care. Love. What does love got to do with it? Love will have you broke eating cat food. You're dating a man who cannot afford to make you a wife. Sorry that you allowed your feelings to get into it. But I'm looking at it this way. You're wasting time and space for a man who would more likely be able to provide the things that you want, because if at 34 he can't provide because he's got a lot of debt. In hindsight, let's ask the hard question. In hindsight, if you knew then what you knew now, would you get into a relationship with him? Or then freaking leave out the front door?
I rebuke.
Leave. Or stay. But if you stay, here's what you can't do. You can't look up 3 years from now and you are going into
Danger zone.
You can't look up 3 years from now and talk about you wasted 5 years of my youth and all
Oh my
men.
God.
Okay. So if
I
you say
couldn't do
what
that.
I'm saying,
It's
if
my
you say,
fault I'm here.
I'm just saying, going forward, you know he can't do it. So if you
But what
choose,
if that changes soon? That's where the hope is. Like, I'm just
yeah. See,
hope.
this is the problem.
We
Hope,
have a plan.
hope. Yeah. I see. I'm sorry. No, we don't have a plan. He's supposed to have a plan.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
mm-hmm,
You're right.
mm-hmm.
You're right.
Hope. This is Disney.
I
There is no
know.
way a man that is 11 years older than you should even be taking you out on a date unless he was going to be ready to provide for you.
That's true. Yes.
Does your father meet this man?
No, my father died in
If your father was
2015.
alive, would he have approved you dating this man?
No,
What
I
else do
don't
we
think
need to
so.
say, ma'am?
It's I know what I need to do, but it's hard to do it.
Welcome to being an
Like, this
adult.
is my first boyfriend, and
Welcome to
I don't.
That's the problem. He's a boyfriend, and but he's 34 years old. He's supposed to be a man, and that's the
Okay.
problem. I'm not judging him for not. I'm just saying he's not ready. And I'm not dogging him or anything else, but I'm saying you have a finite time frame. 18 to 30 or 18 to 27 is your window. You have a biological window. And you're
Mm-hmm.
spending time with a man who cannot provide for what you're talking about. Let's get some
Yeah.
parameters. Is he in school?
He's in an apprenticeship program right now
For what?
for
For
construction.
what? For what?
Like a backhoe, like a big machine, those big machines in construction, and that finishes in June 25. And then he has also planned to go back to school in September.
Hold on. So he's getting a trade?
Yes.
Did this man go to college?
He went to college, but he didn't finish. So he plans to go
What
back
does
in
his
September.
resume look? What does his resume look like for the last 10 years?
Oh, so he came into this country. I live in Canada. He
Uh-huh.
came into this country 10 years ago.
Okay.
So since then, school and manual labor stuff and construction.
All right, so no disrespect, he's unskilled labor.
Sorry, I didn't quite
So
catch
no
that.
disrespect, he's unskilled labor. Unskilled labor. Competence gets compensated. He doesn't have a profession.
But he's working towards getting that soon.
Okay. I've said it what I've said again.
Okay, yeah. Never mind. I sound stupid, I know. It's just when feelings are involved.
It's not stupid, but it's not the point you're being a child.
Yeah.
You're 23 years old and I'm not going to treat you like a child. You have sex with this man, yes?
Yes.
So you're running the risk of getting pregnant. And then once a baby gets into the picture, then you're screwed. I'm going to talk to you like you know that you need him. At your age, my grandmother was married and had her first kid. Stop acting like a little girl.
Okay.
This man, you may love him, but you already said it. If you knew then what you knew now, you wouldn't have got involved with him. You ladies need to learn how to walk away from dead-end situations because you'll be the same woman in 10 years saying men are trash.
No.
Okay.
Never.
Well, this is how it starts.
Okay.
Yeah, you got that.
I'll take
All right.
it. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, see, young woman doesn't have anybody to tell her to just be direct with her. See, you should be able to give her advice. In my opinion, women your age should be able to give her the advice so I don't have to say these things.
If you look right now, let's keep on.
But
no, I agree with you.
But what I'm getting from you, and here's the sad part, many women your age are competing with her. She's your competition. Do you see that?
I mean, I do, but I like a more sophisticated older man. I don't typically date younger men at all.
How much older are we talking about?
They either have to be my age or I'll go up to 10 years above my age.
I'm 52 years old, and I typically don't date women over 30. So I'm saying most men, especially if they have something on the ball, they're skipping your generation and going down to
true.
Women
that is true.
Some quote unquote, one of my friends calls it magic, but there's possibility because, and the thing is, I've talked about an executive wife. That's what women your age can tend to fall in. But you still got too much of this independent, strong, independent, you know.
You know what? I am a strong, independent woman.
I mean, and that's fine. But I mean, and you know, how tall are you?
I'm 5'4.5".
Dress size?
10.
All right. See, guys in the chat room are like, oh, she's attractive. Okay, so you still have your looks going for you. But I mean, that's at 50, the reality at 50, you got to know at 50, it becomes an ugly situation.
But does that mean it's just impossible for me? Like, can I not get married at this stage in my life?
No, what it means is, and I'm just going to be directly honest, when most men see women who are 50, they've already gone through the change, right? So that means she can't get pregnant, right?
Right, but most men at that age either have had kids or...
You're not listening. Men are looking at consequentless sex. No condom needed. Just go in there and shoot up the club. Cacao! Okay. No freezing eggs. Them jokers is dead. And then younger men are like, okay. And then, and sadly, a lot of women your age tend to start doing, you know, trying to get a Stella on. And then you date a younger guy, and there is no life in that. So
that is true.
So it becomes, you know, a lot of sex, but at our age, I mean, it's gonna be, you know, it comes down to a practical choice. Hold on, I'm gonna get to this next person. I'm gonna get to you. Ecstasy.
I think I'm quite worried about a young lady that is 23 years old. I mean, being with a guy that cannot provide, that's a sad situation for him to be in. having this young lady that is having the right mindset, that don't know what to do and don't have the proper guidance, the dad isn't around, and that is probably the problem that is holding this lady back from making that bold decision of walking away from this guy. No disrespect, and we've all been there before, coming into this country. I mean, without the documents, and later on, trying to get the documents and all those, and so it's really that tough out there. But um, that should not be an excuse for someone's life to be screwed, right? So we cannot say because coming into a new country and trying to build a life, trying to find documents and all that, that should mean you should screw someone's life, because women, their age is something that is really important to them and really matters to them when it comes to marrying and dating. So I think some people will say Kevin Samuels has been harsh on the guy's side or something, but you have to think of it from the lady's point too, because this lady is having the right mindset. I mean, listen to the way she speaks and all that. If she happened to speak in a very arrogant way, or whatever way is out of mistake, or out of just kind of frustrations or something, because saying that you just need to shut the fuck up, and when you are asked to say something that you say tells you everything you need to know about this lady. And these are the kind of women that we are always looking for in the Black community, and we are not getting enough of them. So I think this one going wasted. I mean, it's just worrying. It's just absurd. And these are the women. The 40-year-old should be someone that should be able to lecture this one into, making the right decision, walking away from such a guy. No disrespect to him. Like I said, we've all been in that situation before. Not all, but most of us, a couple of us has been in his position before. So they're trying to discredit his struggles or something, but we are talking of someone's age 4 years from now being in danger zone. So he just have to shut it down and keep it moving. But the politician, I don't have any sympathy towards her. Let's continue with the content, then I'll be putting my final thoughts in the end of the video. So let's continue with the content, guys.
Come on back. See, I've said this. I can foresee people in our age range. Give me 2 minutes, ecstasy. I can foresee people in our age range getting married and living separate. You 15 minutes away. You got your house. I got my house. We spend Monday, Wednesday nights together, and the weekends. But then I'm gonna go back home on Tuesday. I got Thursday at home by myself. We can choose to switch the days up, and even don't even have to be on the other side of town. You live in there's a secondary house, and there's this house. There's the pool house over here. Because the reality is, we spent most of our lives away from one another. We're gonna.
I will say.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the majority of my relationships have been long distance.
Oh Lord have mercy. Even worse, you haven't had relationships because those are fake. Long distance relationships aren't real for anybody. Ecstasy. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me?
How are you?
Hi, and it's pronounced Stacy. It's just spelled in Spanish.
It's Stacy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So how old are you?
I am 30 years old.
All right. What do you got for me?
Okay. Well, my situation is a little bit different.
All right.
I've been alone for 3 years. I'm an electrician and I'm a fashion designer. And I've been an electrician for 4 years now. And I've interacted with a lot of men in my field. And interact, I don't mean I've slept with them. I don't do that. I don't sleep with my coworkers or with anything like that. And it's mostly because how I hear them speak. I hear them speak about the women that they live with, about the baby moms, and I'm a baby mother myself.
Okay, so what's this? Whoa! Huh?
I know.
How many different fathers?
Just one.
All right. Were you married?
No. And
okay, so what is your situation? Give me the short version.
The thing is, I've been alone after I left the father of my children, and it's hard for me to picture myself just getting any less than how I feel about myself now. And it's not on the part where, oh, I feel pity for myself. No, I know that I can do better. I know my potential
I
as
don't
a
understand the
woman.
question, ma'am. You're just talking. What is the problem?
Oh, well, I was referring to when you talked about women being what was the thing you said? Um Opinionated and
Yeah.
being like,
So how
okay,
can you have three babies and not a husband?
I'm sorry, say that again.
How can you have three babies and not have a husband?
Well, it's because, like you said, I put myself in a situation and I try to change someone that didn't want to change himself.
Okay, but you still had three babies. You could have still married.
Exactly.
But
And
why
I
didn't
love
y'all
my
get? Well, why
children.
didn't
And I
y'all
want
get?
to.
I don't want to know. Why didn't y'all marry? Is what I'm asking.
It goes back to if you know now. But I mean,
Are you
he
in this
wasn't
country?
ready,
Are
and
you in this
neither was
country?
I. I'm sorry, say that again.
Are you in this country?
Yes, I am.
So, how old are you again?
30.
How old is your oldest?
He's 6,
How old is your youngest?
4.
4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
So, and you guys were together how long?
For 7 years.
Why didn't y'all get married? Is what I'm understanding. See,
It was straight out of high school,
I don't care.
and
You
it
went
was
straight to the
just
maternity ward. Y'all, just tell the truth. Because I
we
did
have
not
respect
value
for each
marriage. Because I
other.
did not value marriage, and we were pretending and shacking up and playing house, and we didn't do things
You
the
know what it
structured
is,
way.
Mr.
I'm trying
Samuel,
to
to tell
ask.
you the truth, it was just the fact that I didn't have enough respect for him. And I didn't have enough respect for the relationship. And it's not that I cheated on him
Whoa,
or
whoa,
anything like
whoa,
that.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
And I'm being
No, no,
very
no, no, no,
sincere
no,
with
no, no, no,
you.
no, 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 no,
He
no, no.
didn't cheat on us
No, no,
together. That's all
no,
he had.
no, 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 no.
We just were.
No, you're just talking. No, no. Look at her. She just.
I'll make you famous.
Exhibit A, the opinionated, talkative, unnecessarily opinionated, messy. I don't have enough relation experience or respect for a relationship. Yet you shot out three babies for a dude. You gave a man the highest honor a woman can give a man. But then you're gonna turn around and say, I didn't respect him enough to marry him. What kind of sense that made? Now we can have a conversation, but you can't just talk over me. That's not gonna work. You can hear me. Get off the phone and pay attention. Because I'll have the conversation with you, but you can't just overtalk me. Now, I got to ask you when I hear a woman, I'm listening to your story, but when you insult a man, I'm going to ask, why the need to insult a man? You say you didn't have enough respect for him, but you had one, two, three babies back to back. That's showing the utmost respect for a man. You respected him enough to have one baby, two babies, three babies. But why didn't you respect him enough to want to share his last name since you've already commingled DNA? That's the question.
Because after I had my, I wanted to. There was a ring, there was a date, everything was set. When I was pregnant with my second daughter, everything turned to crap. Everything turned to crap. And he gave me a choice if I wanted to be a mother or whether I wanted to be his woman.
For the second child? When you were pregnant with the second child, he gave you that ultimatum?
With the last one.
When you were
That's
pregnant
why
with, you said after the second child, everything went to crap.
after I got pregnant with my second daughter.
Second
I
daughter.
have a son. My firstborn is a
Oh,
boy, and then
you
I
said your
have two
second
daughters.
one. You said your second one. You meant
I
second daughter.
apologize.
You okay?
I
So
apologize. I
after you
must have
got pregnant with
misspoke.
your third child, your second daughter, he gave you an ultimatum. And the ultimatum was what?
Whether I wanted to take care of the children or let them get taken by the state.
Hmm.
And that entails whether I wanted to leave him or if I wanted to stay with him.
So the father of your child wanted you to turn your children over to the state? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Why?
He had a problem with substance abuse. And that's what I said in the beginning of our
Uh,
conversation.
all
I
right.
thought I could change him, but that was completely my mistake.
I
I
mean,
should have never done that.
well,
And that's what
I've
leads.
understand substance abuse. I get. Okay. Is he getting any help?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in 4 years, in almost 4 years.
Are you in any kind of therapy?
I do go to therapy. And that's why I've been alone ever since I left him.
Are you still in therapy?
Yes,
Are you gainfully employed?
absolutely. I run 2 businesses, so I know how to keep myself busy.
Well, well, unfortunately, this situation, and what would you want as an outcome for your life? Do you want to be with somebody else in the future?
I do, because like I said, I have so much potential. And
Well,
I now have,
unfortunately, people aren't going to necessarily see your potential before they see this.
my 3
So,
children.
well, that's a big deal, ma'am. You got a 4, 5, and 6-year-old by somebody you said is a substance abuser, and children have no relationship. They're going to have to deal. You're not looking for. You wouldn't be looking for a boyfriend as much as you'd be looking for a stepfather, and somebody would have to come in and parent 3 children. And I have sympathy for people with drug problems or alcohol problems because I've counseled folks like that. I get a lot of sympathy.
So
But
you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that the world doesn't care.
Exactly.
Why does a man who's coming in need to take those kind of burdens on?
Absolutely. And that goes also back to what you were saying. Maybe I can try and be the perfect woman. And maybe I can just like you said, take my L and just do what just do nothing and just be alone.
I'm not gathering
I
that
don't
you're,
know.
ma'am. I'm not gathering. Look, ma'am. Look, ma'am. I'm not gathering that you're really emotionally stable.
I mean,
I'm just going to be honest. I'm just telling you what I'm gathering. I'm not gathering that you.
well, I'm nervous, okay?
Okay. Okay. Nervous is one thing.
I am nervous.
I deal with nervous all the time, but you lack impulse control. I've had to mute you and tell
Yes,
you
I
to
do.
stop many times. So it's not a matter of being nervous. It's a matter of I'm not seeing that you really are out of process yet.
I said that I am.
Okay, so I said. And how long have you been in therapy?
I've been in therapy since 2017.
So that's 4 years. Are you on any kind of medications yourself?
No, absolutely not.
What do you mean absolutely? Okay, well then I would say it might be time to look at a different therapist because you should graduate from therapy if there's nothing underlying wrong. But you may be nervous.
Well, it's not much of a therapy, like
all
more
right,
of
all right. You're starting to overtalk again.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying that's impulse control, man.
Impulse, I just.
All right, this is a bit much for tonight. I wish you the best, but unfortunately, ladies, when you go out and make babies with a man, That's it. You can't really expect to get higher than your baby daddy. And especially when you come with three, four, and five baby back to back to back to back, you're not looking for a stepfather, you're looking for a sucker. With all that stuff going on, and I'm not supposed to say that. So it's important that you choose who you choose to have your kids with. So now, I need to ask you a question, Miss Christine.
Hmm.
Do you have any siblings? Any male siblings? Any brothers?
Yes, I have one.
Older or younger?
Younger.
Is he married?
Yes, he is.
Watching my show, has it surprised you what men are having to deal with on the dating scene?
No, it has not.
Really?
I mean,
It's interesting.
I will say that I do think so. My mother was Afro Latina and an
Mhm.
immigrant to this country, and she was Garufana and very
She was what?
outspoken.
She got plantain? What?
She was Garufana. They're the Africans that were brought to Central America during the diaspora. But anyways, so she's very outspoken.
Mhm.
And I think in this day and age now, women are very much empowered to voice their opinions.
Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich.
Yeah, you're empowered. You're empowered to voice your opinion.
Did I not make myself clear?
But are your opinions based in the things? See, when men voice their opinions, we have to be able to back it up with action.
True.
Okay? Women often talk about shit that you cannot do. Meaning, how many times you sat around with a woman, I don't need no man to survive? I don't need no man. Have you ever said that yourself?
At one point, yes, I did say that. But as I've gotten older now, I realize how much I do need a man and definitely
Right.
yearn to be in a relationship and
Well,
marriage for that matter.
But when I say that you need a man for survival, it's not men aren't even optional for women. We are required for your survival. You know how many women that offends?
Have what? I'm sorry?
How many women that offends? Meaning, you can't survive without us.
Mm-hmm.
We can survive without you. We just can't. We can't reproduce. So how we got here is opinions. So I'm going to say something that may be offensive to a lot of women, but I'm going to go there. You got nieces and nephews, right?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
What age ranges?
The youngest is 12 and the oldest is 27.
Okay. So you watched the 27-year-old grow up.
Yes, I did.
And you also seen the 12-year-old. They got opinions too, don't they?
Sure do.
But don't you sit there and listen to their opinions, you like, you got no idea what you're talking about.
Correct, yes.
Because I got to get up here and go live in this grown world while you got an opinion. Oftentimes that's how men think when they hear women. But it's impolite. It's impolitic. Are you comparing women to children? The great philosophers of our world have often done the same thing. It's even codified in one of the movies. My favorite movie, The Godfather. Women and children can men have to be responsible. Women and children can be reckless. So it's not about necessarily having an opinion. It's about having an opinion based in reality and action. That's the problem that many men have with modern women's opinion, that it's just that, an opinion based in nothing other than a talking point.
But does that then mean, as we've been talking, that I just, because I remember I listened to one of your previous shows about settling and women hedging their bets for the next best man. But at the same time, at my age, my options are very limited because I waited so long.
Okay, you got to ask a question. You started 3 different thoughts.
So I guess what I'm trying to ask is, at this stage of my life, does that mean because I'm not in a relationship, is it not possible for me to attract a quality man at this?
Well, it depends on what you mean by quality. Let's start with socioeconomic status. Are you over six-figure earner?
I am.
Do you expect him to be over a six-figure earner?
Ideally, yes.
Uh-huh. Then you automatically want the top 10% of men, and they don't want 44-year-old women.
And this is one thing about the whole situation. If you are someone that have sympathy towards these type of women, I think you got a reason right now to not have any type of sympathy towards. You are 40 years old, more than half of your life is gone, and you still thinking of a partner. You still having this high standard. A man should be making well over $100,000 for you to take that man serious, and you wonder why she's single and we have more of our women 40s single, 50s single. These are the standards that they're always having. If a 23-year-old, 25-year-old girl is having these types of standards, makes sense. But you cannot be a 40-year-old, build yourself, be a politician, means there is tons and tons of money that you've made, and you expecting a man to be making that amount of money. And what does he get from the deal? Not a bit, not even a child, right? And you expecting this man with all this money to come and just risk it with you? No. I don't feel any type of sympathy towards these type of women, for they made their own choices. She chose to be a politician, and she's making well of $100,000 right now. So if she's making that amount of money, means she has achieved her dream. So I mean, you should not feel sorry for someone that have made her choice. That's all what I'm saying. I know definitely there are people that are in the comment section, oh, she sound kind of, blah, 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 all those. They know. She has made her own choice. She's an adult and she know better. Then since 18 years old, she has been an adult and she is not able to say, I'm 25 years old. Let me just focus on getting a relationship or something. I'm 30 years old. Now she's 40. Why should you have any sympathy towards her? And even hearing what she just said, looking for a man that's making over 6 figures is crazy. Let's continue with the content, guys.
See? So the men you're talking about are extremely small. And they want something. And they generally want children. And Lexi, and if one thing they want, and even if they don't want children, they want cooperation, something you've shown you don't have a track record of doing. And I'll give you a further example. Your long distance relationship further proved the point that you lack the ability to cooperate in a real relationship. Long distance relationships are not real. When was the last relationship you had with somebody who lived within 30 minutes of you?
We weren't in a committed relationship. It was more of a casual relationship.
Then it doesn't count.
That was
a
year ago.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
When was the last one where you were in a committed relationship?
In the same city. It has to have been at least 8-9 years ago.
All right. Well, those are your relationship muscles. They've atrophied. Now, it's not as though in the Bay Area there are not plenty of suitable men within 30 minutes from you. So the question really becomes, Kevin, are you saying where I'm at in life, do I have to settle? That's really what you want to ask, but you just don't want to ask it. You'd
True.
be fortunate to get an average man. They'd be settling for you. That's what I need you ladies to start understanding. If every man got married, if every black man got married today who was marriageable age, all of them, including all the gays, there'd still be 2 million more black women. You outnumber us. See, this notion of settling has thrown you guys off to where you're all wanting the same small group of men who are like, okay, fine. But they got their pick. But they can only pick one. What man wants to be your second choice. What man wants to? Do you not think the men, if you were dating a man who was making $50,000 a year, do you not think he would know that you felt like you were settling for him?
Yeah, he would know.
And men would rather die alone than have a woman who settled. This is my point. Y'all are going to have to start reframing how you look at relationships. What is a man's value outside of his penis and his wallet? I mean, at 44 years old, the value of a man has to be more than to you than a woman who's 20 years younger than you. You should have matured more to say a man who may not make as much money, but he may be learned, skilled. He may be able to teach me things, but I may make more money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're still going to play by the, hey, he has to be on my socioeconomic level, cool. That means you're going to have to compete with the women around him. Does that make sense? You got to compete with the women around him.
It does. Yeah. Very valid. So thank you.
At the end of the day, it comes down to making a deal. All right, let's just say you're stuck on, I see you, Aaliyah. Would you mind sharing?
Share my man?
Yes.
No. I'm very territorial.
Then get a dog or a cat, or get a platonic relationship or a compound living situation. Because you want a man in the top 10% of earners, and you want him to be monogamous with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is an unbalanced deal.
How so?
You want 100% of women want the top 10% of men.
Right.
He should be able to pick. If he's 10 times as valuable, he should get 10 times the women.
Wow.
Do you think you get 7 billion people on the planet with monogamy? When only, I mean, look in the black community. One out of 4 people are married. 1 out of 4 black women are married. The average woman who has a child says a 60% chance of their second child by somebody else. Do you realize in the black community, 80% of the children are coming from roughly around 18% of the men?
Wow. I don't think I really stopped and thought about that breakdown.
Well, if you look at the numbers, look at the married numbers, look at the children coming out of marriage, and you got to look at the children coming external to marriage. How often is it that you meet a woman who has a child and then has a different baby daddy? Or like the previous woman, 1 child, but 3 men, but 3 children by 1 man. That means for every man who has multiple children by multiple women, let's say you have a guy like Darren. Darren has 5 baby mamas, and he should only have 1, right? That means he has the women of 4 other men. Those women are in a polygamy, they're in a poly relationship with him.
That's true.
So if your options are to get an average level man and settle, or get a higher value man and just have Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm okay with an average man as long as he treats me well.
You're all right with a man making $42,000 a year. See how quickly that see, and I want you folks to remember when you say I'm shallow and this and that, how quickly women minimize and objectify a man to a dollar value. Don't ever come at me when I talk about a scale. When women do it all the time, 42,000 was like, well, I don't give a fuck what is it 42,000. It ain't gonna work. Aaliyah, your camera's rotated. Hold on, you got to think about that one because you know it's true. Like I can't do no 42,000. Why can't 42 work for you? Unmute yourself, Aaliyah. Hello.
Okay.
I can. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 20. Do you remember me from Monday Night Show? The 20-year-old.
Yeah, well, the mother was the one that did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mama mad at me?
No, she's not mad at you.
All right, what do we got?
I just want to talk about the future now, not so much about my family, but about
about a boyfriend that potentially, well, not potentially, that I want to marry. Definitely.
A boyfriend you want to marry?
Yes.
How old
We're
is he?
talking about marriage. He's 23, about to be 24.
What is he doing for a living?
Right. So he's about to graduate from college this summer.
And what?
The major doesn't really matter, but his career field is in tech. And his starting will be in the high 5 figures, but he has to move to a different state.
How long have you guys been together?
About 4 months.
Okay. Are you guys committed, monogamous?
Yes, we are.
Have you met any of his friends?
Not in person, since everything's kind of virtual, but
Okay.
yeah.
So what's the question?
Well, I'm graduating from college in the spring, which is next year, early 2022, and he'll already be in North Carolina. We're in Florida. And
what's the question?
And so basically I'm wondering, should I go to law school and put off the whole relationship and moving with him? Or should I just drop everything and kind of just move and start my life? That's kind of the position I'm in.
Well, you got to act like a single woman until he decides to ask you to marry him.
Right. And he's not the issue. It's definitely me.
What do you mean? What do you mean he's definitely... Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
If it was up to him, we'd be married yesterday. You know, like you say, once you know, you know. But it's kind of me who says
Okay, all right. But then there are next steps. If he wants to marry you, has he proposed to you?
No, but we're talking about it. But I'm the one who's like, if you do it, I'm not really ready, kind of thing.
Oh well. But judging what you're coming from what I heard on Monday, I understand why. But here's the broad strokes. If you bypass this, welcome to the danger zone and welcome to dating as an adult. And be like, and you run the risk of being like all these other women who dated a suitable man in college, but they weren't ready. Then they get out here around 27 to 35 and they don't have them anymore.
Right.
So if he's serious, have you met his family?
Yes. I have.
His mother and father?
Yes, his mom remarried, but yes, they're married.
All right, then. So what's the hesitation? If he were to propose, you'd say no?
I would say yes, but I think I just would be worried about what my family thinks.
You mean the women who aren't married?
Yes, even the women that are married on my dad's side. I think it's my age that's the problem.
Well, but then what you need to do is you need to go back to your grandmother and great grandmother and see what age they got.
They weren't
married. But at what age they? Okay, well, at what age did people marry back in the 20s and 30s and 40s?
1920.
Right. So, what you want to wait a few more years to do? What, date some more, run up your body count? I mean, what you gonna find out here? Here's a question for you. What do you think you're going to find on the open dating market that's going to make you a better wife for him?
Nothing. I mean,
thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Come again.
Okay, well, can I ask you another question? I'm not sure about.
Yeah. Come on, girl. I mean, the question's there. Go ahead.
Okay, what about? Because I don't really. It's gonna sound so crazy, but what if I still want to go into law, but I just don't want to move to a different state to go to school? Could I possibly balance being a wife
that's a conversation that you guys have to plan for yourself? But okay, when you do a marriage, a relationship, it becomes we, not I.
True.
You want to go to law school for what? To be an attorney?
Yes.
All right. So you want to be an attorney. Do you want children?
Absolutely.
How many children do you want?
3 to 4. So
you want 3 to 4 children. Then who's going to raise those 3 to 4 kids while you're practicing law?
And that's the problem. That's what I don't want. Like I said, I was a daycare baby. I don't really want that. It's just I think
that's your answer.
head.
That's your answer. That's your mama. No disrespect. That's your mama telling you to go get a backup plan.
Yeah.
That's your mama. Get a backup plan in case dip don't work. Well, backup plans almost ensure that you have to use them in our community.
True.
All right, mess this up if you want to.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. I mean, Christine, I mean, seriously. So, thank you. So, we're going to wrap you up too. Thank you, young lady. So, Christine, look, you're in the Bay Area. You can date, but I think you need to get more realistic about your opportunities. And stop judging men, especially at our age, based on their money. They are where they are. But what happens? I mean, as long as he's taking care of himself and you're taking care of yourself, what's the problem?
That's true. That is true.
Now there is a different. Now depending on how much you're making, there may be a different standard of life. But the harsh reality is, many women who end up doing what you're doing, talking about, either end up. What does it look like? You're going to move into a senior sitter when you're. These are popping up all over the country.
Right.
I mean, my mother married at 50, and she was married to her husband till he passed a few months ago. And with her, and she lived happier the last 23 years than she had the previous 50. So it's a choice. It's not about love. It's a practical choice to decide to share your life with. But yet when she transitioned, she's gonna be buried next to her husband. You know, my aunt is buried
where
gonna be buried next to my mama. You know, my other aunt's gonna be buried next to her. They stop right there and understand something. Legacy and things like that can be more than just income and money. But appreciate you coming on, man. And
thank you.
I'll catch you. Bye-bye. All right. So that was good. That was a long call. So you guys, how'd you like the format I'm trying to do here? I mentioned that I was going to be doing something called middle ground, where I do my monologue. I have the Zoom call, the Zoom, and then the interview, and then, the monologue, then do an interview portion, and then do an interactive panel kind of discussion. Because it doesn't have to just be me sitting here talking. Getting different people's perspectives. But I think today shows a good reason why it is so important. Y'all need to mind y'all's own business. So people are like, women should talk to women and men should talk to men. Women are not capable of talking to women today.
Facts. That's a statement of fact. The thing is this. Women, especially when he asks Christina to advise the young lady that was 23-year-old in the situation, just telling the lady directly to just walk away from it, she couldn't do it. They are mostly afraid of hurting each other's feelings, and that's the problem with women talking to women. And even some men are not comfortable, just being direct with women, because they always like, oh, I'll hurt her feelings and all those things. It's just, it takes some couple of men to be able to say these things. And so we wouldn't have women talking to women. We have men being able to say things about women, and women also being able to say things about men. That's how we move forward. You can't just say women should only be talking to women and men should also be talking to men. And today's panel has proven it, especially a 40-year-old, you being asked to give advice to a 23-year-old and she's not able to say it, and she's just dancing around, not able to be direct with this lady, says it all. And talking about this Christina lady, right? And let me just talk about the 20-year-old lady trying to have something with the 24-year-old guy, and kind of confused whether to pursue the law or something. Life is about choices and trade-off, right? So Christina is a prime example of life is about choices and trade-off. If you are pursuing your law, one thing you have to understand is You might end up being 40, like Christina in this video, being single. That is one thing women have to always be very practical about their decision. When you are making decisions, you have to understand that the decision that you are making in 3, 4, 5 years' time, it is going to impact your life in a certain way. So the decision you are currently making is just going to determine your tomorrow. And that's why we have our sister being a politician, being 40 and still looking for a guy that is making 6 figures to marry, because she's still confused, she's still deluded, she still don't understand what it takes to, have a relationship, or what a good relationship should be. She still don't understand these things, and she's still judging men based off their wallet. At this age that you are almost in your 50 years old, by 50, if she thinks that she's miserable right now, she should wait until she's 50, 55 years old, because at that moment, your social life is some kind of way, and if you are not having your personal person, then you have a big problem in your hands, because most people, you cannot be able to go out with most people like you were young, that you had a couple of friends that you can always hang out with, even if you're not having a man. So if she's thinking that she's miserable, she should wait until she's 50, 55 years old. She'll really understand what it is being miserable. Guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed the content, like and subscribe. I'm out, and peace.